Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Ranger. In the last episode, we completed our rookie mission, dealt with Larry a couple times, got ourselves a partner Pokemon, this cute little Minun thing, it's so adorable. And now we have to escort Professor Hastings back to Fall City. What sort of shenanigans will happen on our first official mission? Let's find out now. It's gonna be a good time. So, we're gonna book it though, because there's a lot of things to do. I want to complete this whole mission in this episode. Yes, let's hurry up and get back to your Fall City. So, grandchild, are you talking about Trollo Low Old Man again? Does seem a little bit impatient. We should probably head. Oh, let's talk to you too. Okay, thank you. And yes, you are. You are a signpost. Some of the dialogue in this game is really fun. That's why I'm taking a chance to sort of talk about some of this dialogue when I can. But here we go. Mission 1: Escort the Professor home. Yeah, okay. Cool story, but anyway, you're gonna head forward a little bit. Literally 2 steps. Literally 2 steps. That was literally 2 steps. Like 1, 2. And you'll actually get into a forced battle with Bellsprout, which is a Pokemon we haven't caught yet. But it is gonna sort of spark a tutorial, so watch out for his Waiters of Leaf, and then just go ahead and, you know, capture him, and you will be good to go. Give you some extra experience. Like I said, go for the extra experience when you can. Always a good time. And you'll get yourself a Bellsprout. It's just a Sprout, but be careful. So, this will actually give us, the game's going to give us an official explanation of Pokemon Assist. I did already explain it last episode, but it'll be kind of cool to get another official explanation going on here, just to sort of recap, because it is a very important part of the game. So, we'll go ahead and, he'll give us a little demonstration of how these work, so, poor little Zigzagoon. So, just to refresh, you know, tap on the bottom screen, we saw what Minun did last time, and we also saw what a Grass Assist is, but that's okay. We can go ahead and, do a Grass Assist again, just for funsies, I guess. So, that's what Minun does. Cool story. And then, Bellsprout, we've already seen. Like I said, we've already seen this before, but we'll go ahead and, like I said, get another demonstration. So, can we go ahead and... We don't need all this explanation. There's actually kind of 3 types in my opinion. There's kind of 2 that alter the style, but one just affects your normal loops, and the other one is like a whole totally different action. You'll see, they'll show an example of the second type that of the 2 styler ones in a little bit. So when they'll actually give us an actual explanation of the water type in a little bit too. But as you can see, this draws grass, it slows the Pokemon down. Grass is one of my least favorite abilities, honestly. I don't really find it to be too useful. And there's definitely other types that, you know, grass is good against, you know, ground and rock and whatnot, but water is almost generally the better Pokemon Assist, just for, you know, the record, I guess. So, once the time runs out, you will officially lose the Pokemon. You won't have it anymore in your party. It will leave your party for good. So make sure you use your Pokemon Assist wisely, and make sure you're not using Pokemon you need for target clears as well. You kind of have to balance which assists to use for battles and which ones to use in the actual field. No, Gabor, I do not want another explanation, thank you. You'll be able to get more kinds of Poké Assists as we go up in rank, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and actually show the glossary here, just for a little bit, because the one important function of the glossary, I don't want to quick save, no. Glossary, there we go. Basically, scroll down to the bottom, there we go. You'll actually get an explanation of all the available Poké Assists you have. So, Grass, we've already seen before. Fire, and now you also get the type advantages in case you don't remember your basic Pokemon. So, there's the type advantages there. Fire is another important type of one that we'll be able to access that will cause fire to go around and also cause explosions in the middle, which makes fire actually a fairly good one when you're using it against super effective things like, you know, grass or bug or steel. It can be pretty useful against those, so keep those in mind. Water we'll actually see in a little bit, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It'll give a more thorough explanation of water in a bit. Water, by the way, is one of the most broken Poké Assists in the game. It's really good. And then Electric Poké Assist is actually your healing one. So Minun's actually the only electric Pokemon that will actually have a Poké Assist that actually is effective in battle. Other electric Pokemon like Pichu are going to be totally devoted towards healing your Pokemon, or healing your Styler. So they're sort of your in-game heal. So we'll definitely capture a Pichu along the way, and perhaps get a chance to show it off. If not, I'll definitely be showing it off at some point, because having a Pichu or some sort of electric type in your party is a very important part to this game. You definitely always want to have one in your party to heal your Stylus in emergency situations. Definitely one of the more useful types to have. I always recommend having an electric type on you. So, Professor Hastings here is going to give us an explanation on how to use the water type, because it is a bit more complicated. So, we're not going to get an explanation for every type of Pokemon Assist. I think this is actually the last one we get an explanation for. But, it's more complicated, like I said, so it's good. And like I said, the Water Pokemon Assist will be a lifesaver in this game. You'll see. You will see. So basically, you hold on the stylus, it'll cause a bubble to appear. If the Pokemon touches the bubble, it will become trapped inside, and you'll get a very easy way to capture it. So there's that. In addition, well, the one thing you don't want to do is have the Pokemon run into the bubble while you have. Basically, you don't want your bubble to run to a Pokemon while you're still making it, else it will fail. Luckily, there is a really easy way to capture Pokemon in your bubble. Once you make a bubble, you can then use the motion on the top screen. You can kind of see, you can actually flick the bubble towards your target. So just sort of flick it somewhere. Yes, I know we can see the upper screen. Come on, Professor Hastings, no one cares. So you kind of flick the bubble in certain directions in order to capture the Pokemon really easy. Like I said, water assists are going to be incredibly useful against certain parts of the game. You will definitely be seeing me abuse this one a little bit, because it can be a lifesaver. Because it essentially immobilizes it basically immobilizes the Pokemon completely. They can't use attacks, they can't move, they become pretty much a sitting duck, and there's very few Pokemon that you can't capture in the space of a bubble, of a sort of bubble entrapment, because all the Pokemon in this game essentially have fairly no, damn it, Kapora, Gabora. Can I skip this? No, fine, I guess I'm gonna have to cut. Finally. That was annoying. No! Stupid newbie traps. Kind of annoying. Anyway, I could... Actually, you know what? No, I don't need a Mudkip. I will definitely have one later. Now, there's actually Torchic here. We can go and do stuff with that, but... Oh no! Watch out! Call the police! Bundled hay is in the way! Really? Hay? That's gonna stop us? Hay? Luckily, this is gonna be a chance where we have to use our target clears here, because as you can see, you need a fire type, and Torchic is going to be just a fire type like that. So let's go ahead and capture Torchic, and we can go from there. So I'll get you, Mr. Torchic. You'll be all mine. So there we go. Torchic captured successfully. Gives us a nice bit of, gives us a nice fire type to use, which we can then use on the bale of hay. There we go. And that will clear the target. So once again, target clears. That's how it works. Go ahead and burn the hay, and we can continue to progress then. So that's how Torchic works, I guess. You know, the fire type, there's all sorts of different types of field moves. Well, there's not all sorts. There's like maybe like 7 or 8. So fire is one of them. We'll definitely be seeing more of that later on. And a Pichu. So like I said, you always want to have an electric type on hand. So we'll definitely grab a Pichu right now. It's pretty weak, and it actually gets captured in one loop. So early game electric types are definitely really easy to catch. Electric types in general are easy to catch because they're kind of your emergency help me button. So recharges the styler. Just a single point of recharge, because there are different levels of field moves. A single point of recharge is only worth 5 HP, so it's not very useful, although for early game, I mean, that's all we really have. So I guess in that respect, it's pretty useful. There's going to be little areas like here that we have to use cut. We won't actually have access to cut, though, in this area. So it's actually something we might have to do even as late as post-game. There's going to be some areas that you just can't do anything with, which is kind of dumb. But that's kind of how the game works. I guess I'm going to go down here and quickly show off what's down here. Just because I can. Why not? There's actually another little fish to cut, so there will be hidden Pokemon in this area. Also, it kind of mentions that our uniform is kind of large. Sort of be some sort of like symbol of stuff, but yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, I do want that Torchic to respawn if I don't actually get a chance to see another Torchic. It's a fallen log in my way. Oh no! Indeed there is. And this one, this I guess demonstrates the different levels of field moves. Torchic's fire is actually too weak for this one, because you can see it requires 2 points in fire. So we're going to find a Pokemon that has 2 points in fire. Luckily, if you head down here, a Combusken will spawn. And as you can imagine, if Torchic has 1 point, Combusken will have 2. Not always the rule, but careful though, because the Combusken is actually kind of a tough Pokemon. If you need help, use a water assist, but in general, as long as you just evade both his attacks, he will kick twice. So make sure you don't just go in on the first one. You actually kind of have to be a little bit patient here. But you can get yourself a Combusken, and you can then use the Combusken to burn the log. Where are you, Combusken? There we go. And that will get you through the log. So, you know, we're still kind of on very basic sort of stuff for this mode, but we'll definitely get to more advanced applications of these rules quite soon. But that'll actually get us over here. The tree. Also, you can cut these signs if you want. I actually believe I might have missed this sign, but the tree apparently the sign by the tree. The tree is actually technically the halfway point. That's what it says. So, if you go off to a different screen, the Pokemon will okay, I guess I can't go get a Torchic. Whatever, we'll show off the Pokemon Assist for Fire later on. Kind of an annoying pet peeve I have this game. It really forces you to go in one direction. You get very little room for exploration. That's why stuff like that those cut bushes, you can't really access till post-game. Because up until that point, you really don't get... It really forces you to areas. Like, you go into the next area, it won't even let you go back. This game will not even let you backtrack at all. So, kind of annoying in that respect, because it's kind of dumb, but it's just the way the game goes. So, you definitely get a lot more freedom to do what you want in the later Ranger games. They definitely fix that later on. A ton of Magikarps down there. This is kind of a bit of a useless area, because Crocodile Tunnel, which is where we're at, it's kind of a bit of a maze. And I always hate this area, because I always end up stumbling on it. I'm like, oh, just stupid, pointless, dead-end area. Wow. Like, Crocodile Tunnel's pretty, simple now, but we'll be back here a few times, and it's going to get a bit more complicated. A Doug Trio, kind of something I mentioned. They're kind of a bit rare to be this early in the tunnel. So Professor Hastings is pretty fascinated by it, but rather rude. Well, yes, it was very rude. And unfortunately, because we're separated, stuff's going to happen. Drama! Random rock slides. That's never any good. So, yeah, rock slides suddenly occur. We're separated from Professor Hastings. Luckily, we're both okay. But spontaneous rock slides, only in video games, apparently. So, he's sort of trapped there. We're going to have to make our way around to him. Now, you can proceed up this way, but you need a Pokemon that knows Cut. Luckily, as you saw, a Paris spawned when the cutscene triggered. So, the Paris will actually give us access to Cut. So, let's go ahead and capture that Paris. Go ahead and get a few points in that. And, there you go. Paris captured. Pretty spiffy. Give us a couple more experience. It'll give us a Pokemon that knows Cut. Now, before I progress on, I just want to actually demonstrate, just in case you're like, oh, well, Professor Hastings isn't here anymore. We can backtrack all we want. No, unfortunately, can't, because the rock slide also caused the rock to spawn here. The rock also requires 3 points, and that's actually Crush to proceed. So, unfortunately, we can't do that. So, once again, the game shoehorning us into the plot. Like I said, one of the things I kind of consider a flaw in this game. A little bit too rigid and linear at times. But, make do. Like I said, it's their first attempt. Gotta be a little bit forgiving, I guess. So, Paris will cut the fence up. Pretty spiffy guy. And there's actually going to be a Magnemite over here. As you can see, there are more rocks blocking areas. We'll get access to those areas later on. We're not going to be able to do that quite now. But anyway, another... Can you let me catch? Stop it. Being annoying, Magnemite. There we go. Another Pokemon you can catch, another electric type, so it'll be another version of Recharge 1. So, just heal 5 HP, but we got a second one if we need it, I guess. That's what's important. We only really need one, though, so... Poliwags! Want to capture you! Another new Pokemon, I guess. This one's kind of interesting that, one thing you want to do, another technique of sort of Pokemon, just like... I took damage! Oh, no! So anyway, go ahead and just, capture the Poliwag. You can, by the way, use the recharge inside or outside of battle. I took damage, so I guess this gives us a good chance to demonstrate a recharge. I mean, I have 2 of these. I don't really need 2, so you can go ahead and tap the Pokemon, and you can actually recharge your health just like that. So look at that. Got a chance to demonstrate it. Pretty awesome. Anyways, I'm thinking I might just want to grab another Poliwag. I'm going to grab another Poliwag just in case I need it for in a little bit, because water types are really helpful. So I may as well grab one. Poliwags, by the way... I'm just going to end that one early, just because I wanted to make sure it didn't hurt me. But Poliwags, by the way, will, if you let them get into the water like that one was trying to do, they'll go underwater for a bit, walk away, and they'll actually jump out again, though. So if they do jump underwater, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. No biggie. So we'll head over here through our detour, and we'll head over here, where, well, stuff's going to happen. These guys show up. These guys will be important. You'll see in a little bit. They also are kind of weird. They sort of sway back and forth. They have weird mushroom cuts and outfits. Kind of a bit strange. But anyway, they are accosting the poor professor. We should really do something about this. They're pickpocketing him. And we're just standing there doing nothing. What kind of Pokemon Ranger are we? Do something in-game, Lucky. Don't just stand there. And they steal the professor's super styler. That super secret, top secret styler has been stolen. This isn't good. We just stood there and let it happen. We're not very good at this, are we? So let's go ahead and give chase. These guys are just actually over here. That was the quickest chase ever. That was seriously the quickest chase ever. The rockfall apparently was caused by them in their plot to steal the Super Styler. That's what they were after all along. This is also the theme song, by the way. It's kind of a bit of a weird theme song. Anyway, they're called the Go Rock Squad, and essentially they're the Team Rocket of Pokemon Ranger here. Or at least this specific game. They're sort of the bumbling team. Even the grunts are sort of bumbling like the grunts of the original Pokemon games. You know, they're your typical bumbling grunts. Yeah, you kind of trapped us with you. That's not how it works. So, yeah, they're basically the bad guys of the story. They stole the Professor's Super Styler. They're causing thievery and all sorts of mischief. And they will sort of be our nemesis for the game. Not really the most imposing nemesis, but that's how it works. Unfortunately, we're still trapped in the science, so we can't even backtrack, which is why grab some Poliwags. They could come in handy for the future. Yeah, two weird guys. We should probably stop talking. Also, they make weird noises, apparently. And chase them, so... Head out here. Another sign, I guess. I don't know why I talk to all these signs, but whatever. Head over here, though, and while we give chase, suddenly a Rhydon! Destroying rocks! Guess it's using Rock Smash. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, so the Rhydon's pissed off, and unfortunately, you know, this poor suffering Rhydon, we have a choice to either continue to pursue these people, which is probably the smarter option, so let's go pursue them. But no, Professor Hastings will have none of that, so poor Rhydon's suffering. So we're actually going to have our first boss fight, technically, of the game. You can go backtrack, though. He won't let you backtrack to grab that Magnemite if you need to heal up, so... Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take care of our first boss, this Rhydon. If you need some help, definitely Pokemon Assist Water will help out, but really, it's fairly easy. Just go ahead and, really isn't even trying there. Didn't even attempt to attack me. Like I said, the early game, there's sort of a bit of imbalance in difficulty based on the way the game is. The early game is really easy. The late game will get a lot harder. So, for our first boss, that thing's pretty effortless. But hey, if you need help for some reason, Pokemon Assist Water is the way to go. So we leveled up again, got up to capture level 8, and a little bit of a bigger line, always good. So we've calmed down the Rhydon, we'll go ahead and toss it away, and, well, unfortunately, because of this distraction, we have lost sight of the Go Rock Squad, and our Super Styler has fallen into their hands. What will happen with the Super Styler? Well, that's where the sort of the plot begins. The whole plot of the game almost sort of revolves around this whole recovering the Super Styler from the Go Rock Squad and all the mischief they get up to. So when you leave an area, like I said, you can't take Pokemon out of their environment, so we just left an area. We have to release all our Pokemon. That's basically how it works. But we have arrived at Fall City at the Ranger base, so, I mean, technically mission success. Our mission was to escort the Professor, and while we got mugged, Professor Hastings is going to sort of give us some re-encouragement. I mean, he's fine. We're at the mission base, so technically, you know what? Mission successful, technically. So, here we go. Ranger pose! I mean, not the best result, because we got some mugging in the middle of it, but we did succeed in our mission, and I suppose in the end, that's what's important. I don't know, but this has set the stage for the plot of the game. Stuff has happened. And, well, what's going to happen with this Super Styler? We'll find out next time. This, by the way, is Joel. He's the head of this Ranger base. We'll get more into what he's about in the next episode. So, next time, what are we going to do about the Go Rock Squad? We'll find out then. LuckySevenDX signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.